was like a really... The reason I like this story is because a real villain would want the hero to know that he was beaten. When villains kill heroes nowadays, where's the satisfaction of them knowing that you beat them? They're dead.
It's old time. Well, you're talking about old school villains versus new school villains. Like what was the whole thing with the classic villains in the day? Lex Luthor wanted to take over the world, because he wanted to be in charge of the world, right? And then that wasn't a good enough motivation. Now Lex Luthor has to kill Superman. Yeah.
It's like why? How did it get so to the extreme of like you need to kill him in order to win?
Right. Then the Avengers Forever, remember? Yeah. Where Kang could easily go back in time and kill all his enemies in their cribs,
right,
and have control. But that's not good enough for him. No. The heroes have to know that he beat them and how he beat them and so on. Might seem like a dramatic contrivance for the purposes of the story, but also for a character.
But I think that's how the villain actually would win, is for the hero to know that they beat them and how they beat them, and to live with the fact that they were beaten. To me, I think that would make much more of an impact than just killing the guy.
Well, anyone who's worked in corporate America will know that there are CEOs that work like that. I'm going to take over your company. But not only am I going to take over your company, you're going to know I'm the one who did it, and that you could do nothing about it. And in comic books, that's a villain, and
to me, that's so much more sinister,
right?
To do it that way, but
so, which brings us to Last Rants, which is kind of set off by this. We talked about this last time. Jose reviewed the book, and the Dark Reign Hawkeye title is a miniseries by Andy Diggle and Tom Rainey. And on the surface of the book, it's a good book. Andy Diggle is a great writer. Tom Rainey, top-notch artist. This book is put together very well.
And no, you're not having deja vu. When I reviewed it last week, Elliott hadn't read it, but now he finally read it.
I finally read it.
So he can talk more intelligently about it.
So I can talk more intelligently about it. So this is what I will say. Having read the book, I hate it even more now than I did when I just flipped through it. You want to know why? Because, like you said...
No, I don't.
Okay.
Let's just end this up again. Right, we're done. Last rant's over.
The book is essentially friggin' Bullseye killing people. Right, that's all it is.
That's kind of what I said.
I know, but... And when I was ranting about it, and you had your review, and everybody was coming to me, well, Elliott... they're commenting on the boards. Well, they're villains. What do you expect them to do? Bullseye's a villain. He kills people. That's just the way it is. You can't expect...
But we all know that, though. We don't need a whole issue explaining to it.
I kept waiting for the... I'm like, this book is essentially, how many people can Bullseye kill before he gets caught? That's what it is. This is what you call entertainment, folks? This is what you call entertainment. How many people can Bullseye kill before finally getting caught? Locus Mortis made a comment. Now this is not the first time a villain has starred in their own book. In fact, there have been several books like that. You've had, of course, Secret Six.
Which is a lot more clever than this whole bullshit right now.
A Secret Society of Supervillains. You've even had a Marvel team-up with Doctor Doom and Submariner. There have been... the Joker had his own title for DC back in the day. But let's look at this book here, okay? In the modern supervillain book. Whenever... this book should be like the antithesis of a superhero book then, right? But don't the supervillains get as much screen time in superhero books as the hero does? I mean, don't you see almost as much of the Joker sometimes in a Batman comic as you do of Batman? Where are the friggin' heroes in here? Where are they? All you're doing is seeing the supervillains doing their thing and getting away with it.
Yeah, it should just be transplanted. He should be the main character, Hawkeye, and there should be a hero there to foil him. And if it was told in that manner, it would be a little bit more clever, maybe a little bit more enjoyable, because there's no foil for him.
No, there's no foil, and if anything, he's killing with impunity. And the fact that there's some readers out there who are enjoying this kind of bothers me. I don't find, outside of the fact that this is a really glossy, well-written, choreographed book, I I'm having a hard time accepting that book as just entertainment, because I don't care for, again, death, people dying, getting killed as entertainment.
See, now, I'm not as extreme in my views about this book as you, only because, like I said last time, that Andy Diggle is writing this.
Right.
And Andy Diggle hasn't written anything bad, in my opinion. I love The Losers. I like his Thunderbolts right now.
I'm loving his Thunderbolts, yeah.
And I think he is better than this, and it is going to go somewhere. So that's why I'm not jumping all over it right now, like you are, because I think that the writer is going to do something that it hasn't been done yet, just in the first issue.
Right. So, in either case, this, again, it just brings me back to villains in comics right now. Their motivations have really changed. And to me, man, I was giving this a lot of thought. I think I'm starting to sound like those stuffy old fogies who would have complained about EC Comics back in the day. And I think EC Comics are some of the most brilliant, cutting-edge stuff.
Sorry.
Would I have been one of those people who would have been protesting against it and saying you can't show this stuff to our kids? God, I hope not. And I don't mean to seem like I'm contradicting myself. The fact that you'll buy this book and you'll read it, I'll defend this.
You're right to do so.
You're right. Yeah, that you want to read this book, fine. It's up to you. If you want to create this kind of book, fine. It's a free market. Do it. I will never censor this book. I will never say you can't read it or you can't write it, you can't buy it, you can't sell it. I'll never do that. But by God, don't tell me I should like it, and don't tell me I'm crazy for not liking it, that my tastes don't fall in with everyone else's.
But if the market has spoken, how can you not like it? Everyone loves it. You can't badmouth a book that's in the top 10.
Well, if everyone likes it, it must be good.
It must be. It has to be. There's just no other opinion other than, you know what, if you say that a book in the top 3 is bad, you're wrong. Because look at all these people who are buying it. You're in the minority. And I had this discussion with somebody in the comment section about this, is because it's like, you know what? No, that's not how it works. Okay? and I made the comment that, in this country, the masses have always been right. Not even this country, in the world. The masses are always correct, and the minority is always wrong. It's always been like that. There's never been an instance of the masses completely being brainwashed and are completely wrong, and the minority, the ones who are speaking up, are actually the correct ones. Because that's never happened before in the history of this world. This industry is a microcosm of everything else that's going on, and I'd hate to break it to you, but the top 3 books are horseshit, they suck, and they're terrible. If you're one of the hundreds of thousands of people who love them, that's great. That's good for you. That's your opinion. But my opinion does not mean less because I am bad-mouthing those top 3 books. That's not how this works. That's not how this exchange works.
And our opinion doesn't mean more either. I mean, we're just saying we don't care for those books.
But don't tell us our opinion is wrong because we're in the minority.
Because we're in the minority.
We're in the minority. That really kind of pissed me off. Right. Like, because that's saying that your opinion means nothing.
Because then if that is true, then if you don't like American Idol, you don't know good television. If you don't sit in front of your TV every Wednesday night and watch Dancing with the Stars, you don't know good television. If you don't like those shows, guess what? You don't have good taste in television. Yeah. See, that's what that statement is. That if the majority is always right, then the majority, then we should still have slavery, as I'd commented before. We should still have parachute pants. Hammer time. We should still have Hammer time because remember there was a majority that used to love MC Hammer, and the fact that MC Hammer is no longer around is a terrible, terrible tragedy.
What? 2-3 weeks ago, Fast and Furious came out, the 4th one, #1 movie in America, $72 million. You have to like that movie.
That movie was awesome.
Hate it. You cannot hate that movie.
Because you were in the minority if you didn't like it.
Exactly.
If you didn't think Fast and the Furious was great, you're stupid.